if you posted a TikTok, you're talking about, this is a blush, I don't like it. And then people are like, it's because you're too dark, you're too light, you're just ugly, I was just trying to show y'all some makeup that didn't work for me. Like, I don't think you guys are putting yourself into her shoes because you lack empathy. And again, this is going to go into my next video. Y'all lack empathy. Even if you think about it for athleisure, what are these people going to do until they lose weight? If that's your argument, okay, well, what are they supposed to wear now if people don't make clothes in their sizes? Do they have to squeeze into 2 to 3 sizes too small so that they can go to the gym? Then they're not going to go to the gym because they're going to be uncomfortable. Hello and welcome to Madison Media, where we've got top-notch production, a totally real studio audience, or it's just me, a mic, a camera, and most importantly, you. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about the seeming regression of inclusivity in the fashion and beauty spaces. I'm sure if you've been on social media at all lately, you've seen situations like the Youthforia scandal. If not, I'll get into that soon. I personally saw this TikTok. Let's take a look. So it says, bullying Samyra for fighting for plus-size people, running Golloria off the app for advocating for dark-skinned people. It's clear that diversity and inclusivity was only ever a trend to y'all. In the span of 4 years, brands went back on their inclusivity clauses by removing plus sizes from their websites and no longer working with darker-skinned models and influencers. Skinny and light is in, and fat and dark is out. Yeah. Beautifully put, because that's the whole video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just kidding. But let's take a look at another one I saw too. This one was the I lied, put your clothes back on trend. It says, I lied, put your clothes back on. We're going to discuss how beauty brands are using outrage marketing exclusionary tactics at Black women's expense to get us to market their awful shade ranges for free, to then turn around and correct it and make themselves the hero. So I've essentially split this into 2 sections, shades and sizes, and we're going to be highlighting 2 creators, Golloria and Samyra. So grab a snack, relax, do whatever you got to do. Let me know down below what you do when you're watching my videos, because I know when I watch commentary videos, I like to watch sometimes, but also I like to clean, do some work. I'm a Google Calendar fanatic, so yes, comment down below what you do while you watch my videos, or just grab a snack and relax. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about it. Makeup has been used dating back thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians were among some of the first to use cosmetics. In the time of the Middle Kingdom, around 4,000 years ago, for example, wealthy Egyptian women exfoliated their skin, wore hydrating face masks, and even waxed with a mix of honey and sugar, a technique that, believe it or not, has recently made a comeback as an alternative to hot wax. After such preparation, her servants might apply eyeshadow, red lipstick, and of course, the characteristic black eye makeup known as kohl that protected the eyes from the desert sun's glare and highlighted her features. Egyptians also used a natural material called malachite to accentuate their eyes. So makeup continued to evolve over centuries, from the powdered faces of European royalty to the bold colored lipstick that became popular in the 20th century. However, there's relatively little recorded about the history of makeup for Black women. While the contributions of various cultures to beauty standards are well documented, the history of African American involvement in the beauty industry is often overlooked. Pioneers like Sarah Breedlove, who's also known as Madam C.J. Walker, and Anne T. Malone were among the first to create beauty and hair products specifically for Black women, addressing the underserved market. So Anthony Overton, who founded Overton Hygienic Manufacturing Company in 1911, also made significant strides by producing cosmetics for Black consumers, and he exported them to places like Egypt, Liberia, and Japan. Marjorie Joyner, another important figure, invented the permanent wave machine in 1928. This revolutionized hairstyling for Black and white women. While she didn't receive financial compensation for her invention, her impact on the beauty industry was undeniable. So the Library of Congress stated that Rose Meta Morgan, like Marjorie Joyner, opened her first salon, the Rose Meta House of Beauty, albeit decades later in 1945 in New York. The salon offered hair and skincare as well as other services catering to Black women. Just a year later, Ebony deemed her salon the biggest Negro beauty parlor in the world. The salon went on to amass more than $3 million in sales just a few years after opening. Unfortunately, despite the effort of these early pioneers, representation of Black women in beauty history is still limited. Fast forward to 2017, when Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty with a whopping 40 shades, which now has over 50. She was 100% a pioneer in 2017, mind you, for what these brands need to be doing with their shade ranges. This started what is now coined as the Fenty effect. Starting with the current fiasco, I'll say, let's talk about the brand Youthforia and the creator Golloria. Gloria has an impressive following of over 4 million on her combined social medias. Her brand is fighting for inclusivity with brand shade ranges, and she has a signature series where she tests the darkest shade of most, like foundations, skin tints, things like that. Since 2021, she's been calling out brands that have missed the mark and also highlighting ones that she absolutely loves. The drama with Youthforia, the brand that essentially markets itself as an extension of your skincare. The brand, founded in 2021, came under fire when Golloria posted a video talking about the darkest shade of their skin tint foundation. In April 2024, Golloria made a video saying something like, which side of my face is black face paint and which one is a skin tint foundation. I want to state that this video has over 3 million likes and 43 million views. So you've most likely seen it. I'm guessing you have. If not, I will link some creators down below that did like in-depth videos, but I'm just going to give you the overview. Essentially, their darkest shade of the skin tint foundation was literally black face paint. You could not tell a difference. And there's literally a TikTok that says like what the shades are in it. They're supposed to be reds, blues, greens, reds, blues, yellows, primary colors. We can do this. We can do this. Yes, primary colors, reds, blues, and yellows. And no, this literally, the shade that it said was black. So essentially the founder had to go around, I'll insert what country it was or where. I forgot exactly where she was, but she was going around the mall trying to find someone that would fit her deepest shade. It's like, if it's not happening, it's not happening. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you cannot find people that are dark enough, maybe you made something too dark. I don't even know what to tell you. Like, what? Like, I just don't get it. So I looked online, and luckily this shade, which was 600, is not on the website anymore because it was just ridiculous anyways. It was like way too dark. So very glad about that. But regardless, this is not the first time a brand has done something like this and literally embarrassed themselves by revealing their shade range and just missing the mark completely. When it comes to blush, I am sure this is Gloria's least favorite beauty item, and let me tell you why. A really controversial moment was when she reviewed the Road Blushes by Hailey Bieber. Now, I want to start by saying this is a Bieber fever household, but Miss Hailey did not eat when it came to the initial shades of her blush. So on August 5th, Gloria posted a video talking about the new pocket blushes. Take a look.
Eucerin. These are the brand new Road Blushes. I bought these 3 shades because I feel like these would be the 3 shades that would work on dark skin. First shade we're going in with is Juice Box. Let's just go directly on the face. Let's blend her out. This ash is bigger than me. Literally zooming in so you guys can see the sick work. Spicy Mar gives a really pretty orange color. Let's see what Spicy Mar gives. Let's blend Spicy Mar out. These can't be the blushes y'all love. Okay. Toasted Teddy. Let's see what Toasted Teddy gives. Is the Teddy that's toasted in the room with us? I just feel like in 2024, if you're gonna drop anything complexion, that it should be able to work for any skin tone and complexion, right? Now the ash was really serious. Hands up, keep them up. She needs some work.
When I tell you this started an uproar, people were actually hating on her, saying things like she's too dark. It's 2024. What are you actually saying? Like, some people are saying that she didn't blend the blushes. People are saying that she like doesn't know how to use the products. Babe, that's not it. So she posted another video to pretty much back up her statement. I do want to say really quickly, a lot of people do say that she just like talks about stuff that she hates. Does this look like hate?
This is the darkest shade of the Made by Mitchell foundation. Talk about true inclusion. Yeah. This is the darkest shade of the Fenty Beauty skin tint. This is
okay. So you see it. You see it. We love it. We love Black Joy. We love when Gloria's smiling. Like, come on now. Please make her smile. Brands, make her smile. Now, quickly. Fix it quickly. The thing is, you guys, I hope I'm preaching to the choir when I say this, but there's no way she hates beauty products. She's a beauty creator. Like, yes, she's fighting for inclusivity, but what are we talking about? Of course she loves beauty, and she's just showing that she likes some products, doesn't like others. So another creator made this video in response. Let's take a look.
In short, they were all ashy on her, and she was mad about it, rightfully so. In return, people are being colorist towards her, saying that she's too dark for the blushes to work anyways, which is absolutely dumb. All shade ranges should include something for everybody to be able to wear. But as a result, this user posted this about my review. You could pause and read, and is now accusing me of lying, being paid to review it, and things of that nature. So I want to address it. I don't like to play about my integrity, and I do not like to be lied on. No video in the Trying It Darker series has ever been sponsored. If I bought it, I usually show the receipt in the video, or if it was sent to me, I usually say that in the video. But nonetheless, whether it's bought or sent to me, all the products that I choose to use are simply that, my choice and up to my discretion. I have never signed an NDA for PR. I have never heard that. The most I know is sometimes brands will say you can't show this product until a certain date. I signed no contract. I was given no money. Don't lie on me.
So I'm going to pause it really quickly and just say she swatches all these shades in the middle of the night, mind you, show that there is one shade that she actually really likes. I believe it's called Toasted Teddy. Then goes on to say that she is disappointed that these blushes don't work for skin tones that are like deeper than hers, but it did work for her, and there is one that she actually likes. I want to know how the next day, on August 7th, Gloria posted a video responding to hate comments. First off, the comment says, "You're just too," wrong too, by the way, then a monkey emoji. I guess you're trying to say too dark, but you're being racist, and you know you're being racist. And that's the thing that I don't get with social media, and especially with TikTok. You will see it in my next video. We're talking about how rude people are getting, and it's actually out of hand. It's definitely getting out of hand. Please, let's just bring back shame now, because you should be ashamed of yourself for saying that. Honestly, this is a beauty creator. All she wants to do is get shades that are darker and fit her skin, and y'all are mad. You're just too dark. Okay? Like, what are we talking about? No one should be too dark for makeup. Have a shade that fits her. Like, it's just making me mad now. Like, I'm literally just getting upset because when you buy makeup, you want to find your right shade, right? What if they didn't have your shade? What if you found that a lot of times makeup never had your shade? You'd be mad, wouldn't you? Right. Okay, so she's going to be testing a shade called Juice Box, and we're just going to take a look.
Oh, it looks worse. Shocking. Going in with Juice Box directly on my face, blending it out with my fingers. This is what Juice Box looks like on me. Still very ashy. Let's add more. Still very ashy. Clean brush. Spicy Marg on a brush. This is what Spicy Marg looks like on me on a brush. Still very ashy. Adding more. Still very ashy. Still very ashy. Clean brush. Here's Toasted Teddy on a brush. This is what Toasted Teddy looks like on me. Kind of disappears. Adding some more Toasted Teddy. This is what Toasted Teddy looks like on me. Going in with Toasted Teddy on some skin with my fingers on this side. Kind of disappears with your fingers. We're gonna go in with some more Toasted Teddy. And this is what the Toasted Teddy side looks like with your fingers. Not really much there. You guys keep saying, well, why does this blush look different on this person? Oh, well, I saw this person try it and it worked for them. For one, I don't know why it looks different on that person. And for two, I have a very different complexion than most people, and not every product is gonna look the same on dark skin because there are different tones of dark skin. What works on someone else may not work on me. And lastly, I think it's really important that we actually sit down and talk about the bigger issue at hand. The colorism, it has to stop. I read the comments, and I'm sure so many other dark-skinned South Pseudo girls also are reading these comments, and the way that you guys are actually very hateful and violent. So figure it out.
Okay, so she literally, as you saw, blends it with different techniques. Sometimes her fingers, sometimes the brush. Like, she's trying to do all these things so that there's no way y'all can have a rebuttal because it just doesn't make any sense. At the end, she reads some hateful comments, but like, I honestly don't even want to get into it. Like, I just don't understand why you guys think that comments are a place to leave hate like that. Comments are supposed to be a place where you can just talk to other people, say your thoughts. And I understand, like, freedom of speech. Well, be quiet. Like, you have to understand that this is another person on the other side. This is just like you are watching this video. There's another person. Why? If you posted a TikTok, you're talking about, this is a blush, I don't like it. And then people are like, it's because you're too dark. You're too light. You're just ugly. I was just trying to show y'all some makeup that didn't work for me. Like, I don't think you guys are putting yourself into her shoes because you lack empathy. And again, this is going to go into my next video. Y'all lack empathy. But yeah, I hope that I'm preaching to the choir with this, and I hope that seriously you guys are not leaving hate to anyone that you see, because there's like just no point. Honestly, I don't even believe in leaving hate of people that suck. Just like report their account or don't look. Because if no one's watching, if they're not getting the views, then they're going to stop posting. So just don't watch. Block them. And if enough people block them, no one's watching their stuff, or they're going to be shadow banned, or they're going to be reported. Like, and this is people that mess up. So today we're talking about Golloria and Samyra, people that are fighting for inclusivity. Don't try and mute them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's just support them, because they're literally doing their best. They're just trying to, like, especially Golloria, she's just trying to say, let me have some makeup that I like that fits my skin tone. It's really as simple as that. You want makeup that you like, so why can't she have makeup that fits her?
All she does is complain. This is why I complain. This is why I complain. You see how beautifully flushed I am without looking ashy? Oh, and you thought we were done? There's another one. This is why you advocate for yourself. You see what happens whenever you're not complacent? And that's what we call redemption. Yeah. Haley, thank you for reaching out and listening to me and treating me like a human. This is redemption.
So continuing on, there's one more scenario that happened in September. This involves the YSL Make Me Blush liquid blurring blushes.
A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. I'm scared. Here's a zoom in. They all have a white base. None of these are going to work on skin as dark as mine.
Like she said, they have a white base, which is just never going to be suitable for dark skin in general. And a lot of their marketing is towards darker skin. Please make that make sense. Like, please make that make sense. So on September 20th, Golloria actually left social media. All of this just blew up. It did too much. She left her job for over a week. Her job. So she posted a video to TikTok, and it became her first YouTube video. She just like me for real. Hey, YouTube newbie. Hey. Okay. So the thing is, she warned y'all to keep it cute, and then she had to end up making a YouTube video because y'all did not keep it cute. Care, respect, and inclusion are all some terms that she brought up, and I really do think people need to utilize those more. To Golloria, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for showing up authentically and being yourself and literally advocating for these shade ranges, because we need people like you. And thank you to all the creators that do that, because it's absolutely ridiculous. The hate that occurs, the just judgment, it's absolutely ridiculous just for advocating for things for yourself, for shades for yourself, for sizes for yourself. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, Golloria, even though our schedules did not align, I feel people call my people. Or I'll have my people call your people and get on the channel. Please. I know I'm a newbie, but everyone send up some prayers. Madison wants some interviews. Speaking of, I got one. Are you wondering how in the world all this could have happened? Well, I'm here with PR and influencer marketing specialist, Sydney Vega. Sydney has worked for brands such as Estee Lauder and Clinique, and she now works for the French beauty brand Violette.
Hi, Sydney. Thanks so much for being here.
Hello, Madison. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course. So, just to start off a little bit, I kind of want to ask you, what is your experience in marketing? What kind of tasks have you been doing since being in PR?
Yeah, I feel like my journey kind of started in not knowing what marketing even was. I think it was something that my mom kind of pitched to me because I love social media and I loved influencers at the time. And there really wasn't a influencer type of job at the time, I think, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do as a career. But I knew that I loved social media. I knew that I loved beauty products. And so I just tried to figure it out from there. I took various different internships, working in social media. I worked in product development for a little bit, which wasn't really my speed, but I feel like you got to get from one point to get to the next. Then I landed in working in PR and influencer marketing as an internship, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I want to do. I really loved working with creators. I loved working with magazines and just different digital publications, and that's kind of how I got here today.
I love that. Thank you so much. So, for you, how would you say it is working with PR lists? How do those work, and how do brands really decide which brands, like who gets sent the PR?
Yeah, I would have to say it really depends on the product, it depends on the brand, it depends on there's a lot that kind of goes on behind the scenes. I think a lot of people, especially like being on the other side, they can think, oh, I can just write an email to a brand and, say I have a bunch of followers and say that I really like the product and they'll, send me something to create with. I think the same way that people are recognizing that influencers have a lot of I wouldn't even say just influencers, editors, writers, like everything that's, going from one mouth to the next. I feel like it's growing and it's gotten a lot larger. People really aren't buying from commercials much anymore or buying from different like ads that they're seeing. So influencers and editors, like they hold a lot of weight right now. But I also think people are getting smarter. So they're seeing like, oh, this creator got paid for this. I don't know if I can trust it. And so the list, I think it's a lot more strategy now than ever, I think. So really recognizing how the creators are telling their story, right? There's a lot of money that goes into it and having to really figure out it's not about what the return on your investment is going to be per se, but more so, is this someone that really aligns with our brand values? Is this someone that we know they're going to be able? Is this someone that like, holds the standard of whatever it is the company is trying to portray within their messaging, within their marketing campaign? It's very layered, I think. But I feel like in terms of building PR lists, it's a strategy that goes on behind the scenes.
So with that, what about, I guess, shades
Mhm.
that is kind of like, we've seen some issues with
Yeah.
brands sending some influencers shades that don't match.
Mhm.
In your experience, how does that happen? Just what goes on to where they're getting all these shades? Like, do you have to send them every shade, or how does that work?
I think this is also another very layered topic. Sometimes it's like, did this brand miss the mark? I think we're seeing it just happen across the board. It happens with luxury brands. It happens, I think a lot of sometimes if you have a very large company that's working with thousands and thousands and thousands of creators on a basis, a lot of the times they hire agencies to help lead a lot of these efforts. And sometimes if you're I don't say it's on the agency because it really is on the brand at the end of the day, but when you're working with so many individuals at once, and sometimes you don't want creators to feel they're getting something different than another creator. So that could also be something that is behind the scenes. I think it's also very layered. I feel like behind the scenes, there has to be a lot of diversity. There has to be people who are in the rooms who are like, maybe we shouldn't do that, or speak up and kind of advocate for just different various communities. And so I think it's something that unfortunately is just still happening to this day. And I think that, like I said, I think it's very layered. The agencies can play a big one in it. It can be a thing of if we have a list of 1,000 people where we're just trying to get it in anyone's hands and they're just not thinking about it or just not really having too much of a strategy. They're just kind of testing and learning, trying to figure out how can we get this product in as many hands as possible. So you see brands who do it really well. I think Topicals is a great example of that, where they really truly genuinely take a look at their lists and who they're sending their products to and any sort of skin issues they might have and just really doing the research behind the scenes. But then you have some brands who just miss the mark in the hopes of trying to get their product out.
Well, Sydney, is there anything else you want to add? Anything, yeah, to add to the conversation? I mean,
Not that I can think of. I would say anyone that wants to work in the beauty industry, especially Black women. I mean, I feel like that was kind of the premise of every answer that I gave. We need more of us in the room.
yes.
I always try to do my absolute utmost to, help women get into the beauty industry in any way that I can, and just try to connect with as many of us as I can because it's definitely needed. There's still not enough of us in the rooms. There's not enough of us building our own beauty brands. I always just try to
Mhm.
like support small owned brands, especially like I said, being at a startup now. I've seen such a shift in what happens in being at a very large corporation versus being, on the ground and someone actually building a brand from the ground up. It's
Yeah.
a lot. So
Mhm.
yeah, try to support any sort of like small owned brands that you can. Yeah, I guess that's all I can really say. Get more of us in the room.
Yes, yes, I love that. Awesome.
Okay, I know. This section was a bit depressing. We're a little bit upset, but I hope that you enjoyed all the insight that Sydney gave. And you might be looking for me to, say something funny. I can't. I can't. I've got nothing. But what I can do is introduce you to the next section, the fashion industry sizes. In talking about fashion, we have to discuss the relationship between fashion and physique. In a 1950 Vogue article, they wrote, A figure is considered good or bad only as related to clothing generally and current fashion specifically. So this to me is just emphasizing how society and clothing have to do with each other, because trends are kind of dictating what we view as a good body. From the BBL era to now the model thin, that is society changing, that is the fashion landscape changing, and it's what we're seeing more of on social media, in tabloids, stuff like that. For centuries, fashion has dictated how bodies should look in order to fit into those styles. There's some brands, though, that are shifting the narrative. Fenty by Rihanna and Yitty by Lizzo are some of my favorite brands just because they are catered to everyone. They offer fashionable plus-size selections that are bold, comfortable, cute. Like, I just love them because it's not this notion that it has to be basic to be plus size. It doesn't have to necessarily be like flattering. These are undergarments. These should be gorgeous. These should have the same styles from double extra small to quadruple extra large. Okay? This is about inclusivity, not segregation. And you know who loves Fenty and who Fenty loves back? Samyra. Samyra has gained a following with her many talents. She is a Harvard graduate, a classically trained singer, and an influencer. Her platform is about advocating for plus-size fashion, and she does it in the best way. She makes hilarious songs out of hate comments, and honestly, she turns it into something fun. It's her way of coping, and it works for her. I mean, why not turn trolls into your next viral hit?
Okay, tell me what this is about. If you look like you can fit it, don't get it.
Exactly.
How you say it? Show us how you say it.
If it look like you can fit it, then you better go and get it.
See, I can't say it like that.
Then you better go and get it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You better go and get it.
Exactly, you better go and get it.
There it go.
Bye-bye.
You see this? Oh my gosh. So Samyra just literally radiates positivity. I love her. Bop. Bop. Okay, I'm done. She seems so sweet and kind, and unfortunately, she still has people that hate on her. I would say the biggest hater to date is this so-called comedian Takara. So, on September 15th and 16th, Samyra made these videos reacting to Takara.
Like you always do, you want to be the victim. Once again, you want to be the victim again. You want to say somebody's bullying you or something's not going in the direction that you want it to go in. Once again.
And I know somebody's going to come on here and say, oh my gosh, she's fat shaming. She's fat phobic. I'm not. I'm fat too. I'm a 1X. I'm a chunky monkey too.
Because at the end of the day, I am a brand. I don't know what her brand is. That's what she do on her side. I'm not posting about it. I'm not saying nothing about it. But again, I have to address it because it gets to a point of integrity. I'm not a fat phobic. And when people start putting your integrity on the line, you have to defend your integrity. That's what's making me say, you know what? I am older. I am the bigger, not that I'm the bigger person, but I'm the older person. At this point, it's just getting out of control and out of hand, and I'm over it.
And I'm going to keep it cute. The issue at hand is that you feel like stores should practice plus size exclusivity, which I completely agree with. If you advertise that you sell a certain size, you should have it in store for us to try on. I get it. But that's 10% of the problem. 90% of the problem is you. 90% of the problem is that you lack discipline to get down to a smaller size. 90% of the problem is that you don't have to be a 3X. That's a choice. You've been campaigning about this for years. Shit, you even wrote a song about it. And instead of saying, hey, let me get to a healthier version of me, you want to go into Old Navy and H&M and Forever 21 and American Eagle and have a temper tantrum that they don't have a size 3X, instead of focusing on the fact that you don't have to be a size 3X. And I know somebody's going to come on here and say, oh my gosh, she's fat shaming. She's fat phobic. I'm not. I'm fat too. I'm a 1X. I'm a chunky monkey too. But I don't come on social media complaining that the stores don't have my size. Instead, I try not to be that size. So get some discipline in your life and focus on that. And you thought you ate with that little video. You really did. You thought you ate with that little video. You did. You thought you ate. You chewed it up and swallowed it, and it was straight from your chin to your chest because you don't have a neck. And let's focus on the clothes that you do wear. Everything that you wear is too small. You just in the mall with your titties flip-flopping all over the goddamn place. Just a goddamn hot, sweaty, heavy mess.
I saw these on my For You page, and I had to go back a little bit because I was like, what is the context of this? And then I just realized, oh, okay, so Samyra's unbothered and Takara is very bothered. So she says she's not fat phobic, yet she calls her a big, hot, sweaty mess. Is that really not being a hater? That's not constructive. That's not kind. That's you being a bully, and that's you being a hater. And she said something like, and I'm a chunky monkey too. I'm 1X. First of all, Samyra has made videos showing that extra large and 1X are not the same thing. And 1X was never the problem. The problem is there's not 4X. The problem is there's not enough cute styles and not inclusive enough brands that just have the same styles, but all the way from double extra small to quadruple extra large. Why are they different now? So I will say, especially for Samyra, she does, do all these songs and she's laughing a lot, but we have to understand that this 100% has an impact on her mental health, and this is like not cute. Like, imagine you're going on TikTok trying to advocate for people that look like you, that are bigger than you, that are smaller than you, that just want cute clothes, and people are hating. I saw something talking about how we shouldn't make plus size clothes anymore or something like that, or they just don't understand what Samyra's doing. Even if you think about it for athleisure, what are these people going to do until they lose weight? If that's your argument, okay, well, what are they supposed to wear now if people don't make clothes in their sizes? Do they have to squeeze into 2 to 3 sizes too small so that they can go to the gym? Then they're not going to go to the gym because they're going to be uncomfortable. How about they can look cute at the gym to get themselves healthy? That's what we should be worrying about. Health, not this aesthetic that you have of you want to only, I don't even know. I don't even understand what the problem is, honestly. Just let people live their life. Like, people just get too nosy. People want to be all up in everyone's business. Let people live their best life. If she is healthy, which she is, then what's the problem? So on TikTok, more creators besides Samyra started to voice their frustrations.
The erasure of the plus size model has been crazy to witness in real time.
And it's been crazy to witness from within the fashion industry. I want to expand upon a comment that I left on Tabria Major's video. And if you haven't already seen her video, go ahead and check it out. If you guys don't already know, my name is Nahima. I'm a fashion designer and a personal stylist. And I've worked in the industry for the past few years. And my experience as a plus size woman who is a designer is just, it's mind-blowing sometimes, because you truly feel so invisible yet so hyper visible at the same time. You're either the only plus size woman in the room, or you're the only plus size younger woman in the room, and the older plus size women are still of that mindset of constantly having to hide the body, just being used to not having cute pieces, essentially, right? Being a plus size woman, being the only person advocating for cute styles for plus size women that fit our bodies correctly is just, it's so exhausting. Over the past few years, this general real excitement around being size inclusive, I feel like it's a big buzzword that people throw around. I'm actually backing it up with fitting garments on plus size fit models and actually working with women who have stomachs, because apparently it's just like so controversial to have a stomach. But literally within the past, this year, 2024, I've just noticed such a shift. Obviously, you guys have noticed a shift that's going on social media, and if you guys didn't already know, us in the industry, we look to y'all for inspiration. They're seeing a lot of people talking about dieting culture. And this is coming from the context of people who already never wanted them to be a part of their mood boards or their brand image, right? But they felt forced to, and they felt like they were following a trend. So now that it seems like the trend is going towards being skinny again, dieting culture, very much so how it was in the early 2000s and the 90s, they're like, okay, we did that. We don't need to do that anymore, right? Literally, I had someone tell me to take out plus size women from my portfolio. My entire portfolio is filled with models of all sizes, right? But I specifically love to highlight images of plus size women, as well as like my fashion illustrations are thick women, right? That's just my aesthetic. I've literally been told to take that out of my portfolio, and I should draw thinner women so that my designs can be seen as more commercial and more desirable. It's insane. And when I'm talking about designs that I specifically designed to solve problems for plus size women's bodies, people are being like, oh, you don't have to mention that it's for plus size. Like, just so you know, like, you don't have to say that. I'm just like, what is going on? Because literally last year, whenever I would say stuff like that, people would be like, yeah, you go, girl. And then now it's like oh, you're still talking about that? People saw it as a trend. It's so unfortunate. But there are people in this industry like myself, like some of my colleagues, who are seriously still fighting for size inclusivity, fighting for body positivity. I would say let's not give up hope. But like truly, they're looking to you guys post on social media for inspiration. So we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. Let them know like, hey, plus size women, we are here and we buy. We must support the brands that are actually size inclusive, that are actually remembering us and thinking about us always. Must support those brands and divest from the brands that you guys feel like aren't supporting us. Money talks. So I would love to continue the discourse in the comments. Plus size people deserve luxury. We deserve cute things. And we deserve to be heard and seen. Love you guys. The
plus size fashion industry is dead. And if you've ever wanted to be a plus size fashion influencer, I do believe now is your time to shine, because we are no longer wanted at these brands to model for them, to carry our sizes at their stores. Let's get into it. I went to a brand event and I'm going to talk about that experience, but I do not want to mention the brand because I don't think it's the brand's fault. In fact, they treated us incredibly well at the event and I like the brand. I just think that this issue is a lot bigger than them, and focusing on the brand would not be beneficial to the real problem that's going on. There's been a lot of discussion lately about how plus size fashion is out. Clothing brands have taken away their plus size options or extremely limited them. Models are now straight size and the plus size models are not sought after. It's really, really rough in the representation area. Last night I went to an event and they were gifting us product, which was awesome. So the lady was like, yeah, if you scan the QR code, anything on this QR code, we'll put an order for you and we'll send it to your house. Awesome. I scanned the QR code. I put my size in. They had one option. Then I put the size under me because I was like, that's weird. There's plus size influencers here. The second size under me, there was only the matching skirt to the jacket. So I confronted the lady. I said, you do know you have no plus size options on this QR code, right? She freaked out. She made sure to immediately say, we are very size inclusive. That was her exact terminology. And she's like, well, you can shop around all the racks that are in here. And if there's nothing really plus size, bring it to us and we'll see if they have a plus size option. Okay, I shop around. There are maybe like 5 to 8 things total that had a plus size option to it. Ended up just saying, pick anything on the site, we'll send it to you. But it really showed me that they are over it and no one cares. And this is like, again, such a bigger problem than this one brand, but it's really like, oh, this is exactly why I think the influx in plus size influencers is going to be monumental, because this is what happened the first time around. We weren't being represented anywhere. Boom, influencers came out. Boom, people needed representation. And if we got to do it again, it's time to do it again.
So as Naheem stated, there really has been a decline in body positivity. And this is mostly when it comes to fashion brands. This makes me think of Victoria's Secret, who received so much backlash because they had the worst show on the planet. And not this most recent show, but the show the year before that, where they did a rebrand of like, look, we're finally including plus sizes. And it was like the most basic bras and panties you had ever seen, like genuinely not cute. And it was like, that's all they had to say. That is all they had to say. And look. So the New York Times wrote, when the world was changing, we were too slow to respond, said Martin Waters, the former head of Victoria's Secret's international business, who was appointed chief executive of the brand in February. We needed to stop being about what men want and to be about what women want. The 7 women who form a group called the VS Collective will alternatively advise the brand, appear in ads, and promote Victoria's Secret on Instagram. They're joining a company that has an entirely new executive team and is forming a board of directors in which all but one seat will be occupied by women. So again, that's what the New York Times said, yet they created the most basic items you've ever seen. They took away the angels because they said they weren't relevant anymore, so they didn't even know their audience. And now their viewership was horrible that year. I worked for Victoria's Secret. I have my own feelings about them. But they have personally, like, to me, some of the cutest undergarments. So it's like, just make them for bigger sizes. That's all anyone asks you to do. And I hope they're doing that now. Honestly, I haven't been in there for a while, so I don't even know anymore. I don't know if they got it together, but I hope they did. I think that the problem is that these brands know that Y2K is in, and Y2K is very synonymous with white, with skinny, with that model skinniness that's coming back. So I feel like at this point, brands think that they don't need to be inclusive anymore because they're like, well, everyone wants to be skinny now. Like, there's no Ozempic craze and everyone wants to be stick thin. So it's fine. Like, we just want to cater to that. They'll come back. And you know what? People have been like that. People now are like, every time I go to the mall and I see that Brandy Melville, it is popping every time. So overall, I feel like, to wrap things up, these brands need to spend more money to make more money, make more shades, make more sizes. Like, if viewers are seeing that you are really trying to be inclusive, then they are going to shop at your brand. And that's why Fenty is such a good one, because it has so many shades and people know that Rihanna's going to come through. Like, I think Gloria has ate her up on maybe one or so occasions. But I also see, like, with Rare Beauty is doing really well. Now Rhode is doing better, even though Rhode has that like minimalist type of skincare, clean girl type look. But still, like, if a brand is trying, people are going to see that. And once they spend more money to make more shades, they are going to get more money because people are going to buy more. So brands, spend more money to make more money, please, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below your thoughts. Comment what you think. What do we think about this epidemic that's happening? Do you actually think that it is a regression, or do you think we're moving forward? Let me know down below. Also, you can DM me. All of my socials are in the description if you want me to cover a certain topic or see anything. My TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, it's all down there. So take a look, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.